Beaumont House, a sturdy blend of Greek revival ambition and southern farmhouse sense, stood beneath the live oaks and Spanish moss, still proud despite the years. Her buttercream paint was peeling, her porch rail broken by a spooked horse, but even war hadn't managed to steal her charm. Crooked shutters aside, she remained the envy of every family west of the Ocmulgee River. Whether the specter creeping across the front lawn toward Beaumont House was a thick blanket of fog or the acrid smoke of a distant battlefield, young Olivia Beaumont could not determine. The ink-smudged sky suggested one, the faint thunder of cannon fire implied the other. Neither was within her power to change. Slender and fair, with honey-brown hair and soft blue eyes far older than her 16 years, she closed the window and drew the curtains tight. Then she lit the lamps, one by one, refusing to let the coming darkness swallow the home she loved. Elizabeth Beaumont, 2 years her senior, ignored her sister's preparations and instead took quick stock of the pantry and cellar. The previous day's events had cast sudden doubt on whether they had provisions enough to last the fast-approaching winter. If they were besieged before the first snowfall, they might be left with little more than their meager stores. George Beaumont III, eldest of the Beaumont siblings, was already securing the livestock and horses in case the weather or war turned even more foul. Tall and broad-shouldered despite his youth, he moved with the uneven gait forced on him by his ruined left leg. Each step dragged a little, though he disguised the worst of it with practiced dignity. The lamplight from the barn caught the sharp lines of his face, too tired for 23, and the perpetual crease in his brow that responsibility had carved there. Cursing his useless knee, he worked as quickly as he could while keeping a wary eye on the fence line. If anyone brought the conflict to their door, it would fall to him to protect his sisters. Though he'd never admit such a thing to Elizabeth or Olivia, he felt ill-suited for the role of protector in Lord of the Manor, and had felt so long before a derringer ruined his knee. When his work was finished, he braced against his cane and made the long, aching walk back to the house. The world had fallen unnaturally still. Cannon fire, if that's what it had been, had ceased entirely. Fog curling thick around him, turning Beaumont House into a ghost beyond reach. Then something stirred within the whiteness, a mass shifting its weight, patient and confident. Unearthly. A chill climbed George's spine. Nothing born of these woods moved like that. "George Beaumont?" someone said. He turned and struck at the voice with his cane, but the young man who stood there caught it easily, his keen eyes fixed on the miasma ahead. "I'm a friend," the stranger said. His clothes were ordinary, too plain for a man of station, yet not shabby enough for a beggar or thief. "And you're in terrible danger. There's something moving out there that means you harm." George considered refusing. He'd been raised better than to trust a stranger at his doorstep, but the broom had carried a warning with it, a heaviness that still clung to his skin, and the boy before him had something unshakably calm in him, something that made George's fear ease by a hair. "I'm unarmed," the stranger added, raising both hands, "and mean you no harm. But you must come with me, George, for your own safety." George scanned the gloom once more. Whatever shape he'd glimpsed had vanished, yet he felt it still, something primal, lurking just beyond sight, seeking whom it may devour. "Where?" he managed. "Back to the barn," the young man replied. "We'll find no safety there," George whispered. "A strong breath would see the damn thing tumble." "Trust me," the stranger said. And for reasons George could not name, he did. As he limped back toward the barn, the young man walked beside him, facing the fog, step sure and steady as he moved backward. When they reached the barn door, something roared within the haze, a terrible, guttural bellow not born of any earthly throat. The sound rumbled so deep that George felt it in his sternum. He froze. Certain death had come for him, his mind filled with thoughts of his beloved sisters.